1. As a representative for the plaintiff, the EPA has filed a suit against Professional Waste Management for violation of the Clean Water Act 33 U.S.C. Subchapter 1311 and Safe Drinking Water Act 42 U.S.C. 300 following. Lucas Gibson was a healthy 5-year-old boy residing in the city of Brownwater on the Gulf Coast of Florida. That was until he was poisoned by ammonia in the city's drinking water. He now has digestive issues, eating disorders, and scarring of the esophagus that will affect him for the rest of his life. Lucas and his family are among 134 other families whose health was impacted from drinking the ammonia that leached into the city's water, which they had trusted would be safe to drink. And the drinking water was safe until August 2020, when concerning levels of ammonia were first tested in the city's water treatment plant. When ammonia reacts with water, it forms ammonia hydroxide, which is a corrosive chemical that damages cells in the body on contact. An audit had been conducted to try and determine the source of the contamination, and PWM had been identified as a possible source of the contamination, but no citations were given.
Professional Waste Management is a waste management company that is sustainably focused and manages the waste for the city of Brownwater. In spring of 2020, PWM had been feeling the economic effects of the pandemic and had to lay off some of their employees. They had operated with a limited staff throughout the summer, which consequently affected their ability to adequately perform routine maintenance and uphold operations. These actions had led to ammonia leaching from the waste runoff and contaminating the city's drinking water. PWM has violated the Clean Water Act 33 U.S.C. subchapter paragraph 1311 and sequential, which says the discharge of any pollutant by any person shall be unlawful. The Safe Drinking Water Act 42 U.S.C. paragraph 300 following and should be held accountable for their actions. Their unintentional negligence led to the indirect poisoning of citizens of the city of Brownwater and has forever impacted their trust in the city of Brownwater's public utilities. This lack of foresight was irresponsible and negligent and has now potentially impacted the 118,190 people that call Brownwater home. This catastrophe that has significant consequences should have never happened and could have been prevented. Through an audit, PWM was determined to not follow codes and regulations of the EPA standards of leachate release.
They were aware of the standards, codes, and regulations, but had let go employees that were imperative to uphold operations and monitor these standards. PWM has been in operation since 1967 and had maintained a positive image throughout the years. With over 50 years of experience, they should have made better decisions. But PWM put their profits before the environment and the people who rely on them and need to be held accountable. We believe PWM should be responsible for the cost of cleaning up their toxic spills of leachate, as well as the filtration and continued testing of the drinking water for the city of Brownwater. PWM is responsible for the cost of the fines that violated the codes and regulations and will be paid to the EPA. Finally, they are responsible for the cost of damages the city of Brownwater and its citizens have incurred from their negligence. PWM breached its duty as a municipal provider and owes the victims a duty of care. With the groundwater contaminated, it will continue to impact the drinking water of the city of Brownwater unless we hold them accountable. The residents of the city of Brownwater may never trust their city's utilities in the same way ever again, and it will be expensive and difficult to fix. The affected families and Lucas Gibson, whom is only 5 years old, will face the consequences of PWM's negligent actions for the rest of their life.
All right. So thank you so much for listening to our presentation on PWM and the EPA. So the last slide said to talk a little bit about our group dynamic and the takeaway from this. And well, as you can see, there are only 3 of us here today. So having someone added halfway through the semester and then not reliably hold up their part, not message us back, and leave us hanging to do their part, but was definitely something difficult that we had to overcome. But I think we did a pretty great job on this last project, considering the issues we had to deal with. Also, ammonia is, an air pollutant, and the way ammonia reacts with water, it would have to be on such a grand scale that it mixed with water to even affect drinking water like that. That's not really realistic. There isn't a lot of laws that mention ammonia. It was taken off the toxic chemical list. So that was definitely something difficult that we had to overcome. Claudia, do you want to say anything?
Yes, I wanted to add that our group has really overcome impossible timeframes, and we actually worked across state lines in order to make this work. And it was challenging to overcome or to match up a fictional story with actually the existing law. So we have completed our project and found some challenges throughout the project, particular, matching the topic of ammonia in this case. It could have been a different toxin, and I believe that would have been a little bit easier to find really good research on this one. Josh, do you wanted to add something?
Yeah, well, I definitely echo that sentiment of my teammates as far as what we've had to go up against. And my main concern would just be with the with the case itself. I think that there's so many issues that we face, as environmentalists, and living in a world that seems to care less and less about the planet that we all have to live on. I feel like there's so many issues that we could have approached where there wasn't really a need to be kind of, frankly, be sloppy with what is presented to us with this PWM case. So I feel that like going forward, it would definitely benefit future classes and teams to have relevant issues, relevant facts, and things that are worth looking up in the law. But other than that, we appreciate everyone's time, and thank you.
Thank you.